And we are live, and a little bit different today. I'm opening something that is probably not on most people's radars. If you're watching the channel, you may be collecting some Hasbro stuff, some Animal Warriors of the Kingdom stuff, some NECA, Mezco, whatever the case may be. But Moose toys might not really be on your radar. That is totally fair. But I am very, very excited to open this. We actually, okay, full disclosure, we got this for my kids for Christmas. It hadn't been opened. We went on vacation right after Christmas. It's been sort of sitting in the living room waiting to be opened. And the other night, my wife went to open it. And I was sort of sitting at the other end of the couch as she was sort of beginning to open it, and I was like, stop, wait. I said, I think I want to do an unboxing video with this, because this is I mean, how do I express this? This to me is like what it's all about. Everything that I buy, I view as a toy. I don't buy collectibles. I am not a collector. I'm somebody that buys a lot of toys. A lot of the toys that I buy are toys that are designed for, me. But this still has, for me, the exact same feeling, the exact same emotions as when I open, a Super 7 Ultimates, or a Jada Street Fighter figure. I'm just really excited about toys. I just love toys. And for me, this one is for the kids. But I'm not going to deny that I love Bluey. I love Bluey probably as much, if not more, than my kids do. If you haven't watched Bluey, do yourself a favor and watch at least one episode. If you watch an episode of Bluey and you don't like it, let me know. I will get you in touch with a therapist of some sort, so you can unpack your sort of emotional issues. Because if you can't get into Bluey, you must. There's something sort of emotionally, disconnected. Or your wires are sort of crossed or something, because it's absolutely an amazing show. And I know that it's a kid's show. However, in so many ways, it is a show that just is sort of able to by way of dogs, it is able to sort of reflect so many, human issues and so many human interactions, and it's just like it can be an emotional roller coaster. I mean, fair warning, you may cry depending on which episode you choose, but you'll probably laugh as well, and you'll probably reflect on your life, and if you have kids, you'll kind of reflect on your parenting, like it's a whirlwind of emotions watching Bluey. I think I've watched every episode, at least 3 or 4 times. And some episodes we've watched a ton of times. The beach episode I've watched a bunch of times. So there's definitely stuff in here that is directly from that. And then there's stuff that isn't. What they're doing with this line is really, really fun, because they're also sort of just adding things that would be cool, or that just appear in the show, but they thought would be fun toys. For example, you can get a Bluey dump truck that appears in one episode. It doesn't, the characters don't even necessarily directly interact with it in the show, but it's there, and they thought, a dump truck's kind of a cool toy. We're going to make that. So it's just a really, really cool line, and you can grab some pretty cool figures. I meant to grab it, and I totally forgot. There's a new chili that came out recently that we picked up, that actually to toy collectors might be relevant. It's kind of like it's kind of a She-Ra inspired or She-Ra homage, young chili. Yeah, just really, really fun figures. We've got a ton of them, like way too many. but we keep buying more because there's still characters that we want. There's still or like vehicles or play sets or whatever. You know, we have some of the stuff from the market fair. We have the house. We still don't have Hammer Barn. I really want to get Hammer Barn. The Hammer Barn episode gets quoted in our house endlessly. We tell our kids, you know, that if they misbehave, somebody's husband's going to get it. And if you get the reference, you know, you and I are on the same page. But yeah, this series of toys is fantastic. They're pretty well done. They're relatively inexpensive. They're sort of everything that a kid's toy should be. They come from a company called Moose Toys, which is actually an Australian-based toy company that I know nothing about, apart from the fact that they make Bluey stuff, and they do it pretty well. So I'm excited to open this. I am going to take a sip of my beverage, and then I'm going to check in with the chat, and then we will get this opened. Okay. Ray Paz said, oh, heck yeah, let's go. My niece loves Bluey. I'm definitely picking this up for her. Yeah, this is definitely for my kids. So yeah, you go get something for your niece. Jeff Morris is here. Gabrielle says Bluey for the win. Absolutely. I love Bluey. I can't get enough Bluey. And I just realized that I should have worn my Bluey hoodie that says best dad on it, but I didn't. But you can't see that anyway. So Game Quest is here as well. I was told this was a Mamba unboxing. Man, as soon as there's a Mamba to unbox, you know I will be unboxing it, even if I'm the last one to get it, as sort of seems to be the case with a lot of Animal Warriors of the Kingdom stuff. Scott Baker says, one of the best shows on TV. My kids will leave the room, and I'll still sit and watch Bluey. Yep, that's happened in this house, too. And Scott says, parenting lessons to be learned. Yeah, which is sad, considering, you know, a cartoon for kids is teaching me how bad of a parent I am. And Amanda says, I was unboxing this and he made me stop so he could. She didn't get very far. To be fair. But, you know, I asked her if she wanted to do a video and she said no. So, I mean, it's on her, really. Red 5 saying hi from Cuba. My kid has that car. His favorite is that Halloween set. We picked up the Halloween set when we were in Hawaii. It's a great set. And Gabrielle says, wait, they made the Shira chili? They did. And it comes with Kid Bandit with his little hat on, his little very sort of Aussie feeling hat. And there Amanda says, yeah, we picked up the Hawaiian set in Hawaii a couple weeks ago. We picked up that set, and we picked up the Shira and the Shira chili and Bandit, Kid Bandit set. There was more that I wanted, but you know, the fun thing about these is that when I go to toy conventions, I very often get the chance to stop in at a Target, and I kind of buy like one, maybe two things, you know, more Bluey things at each convention. That's just sort of a really easy thing for me to grab and bring home from the kids, you know, because I don't know that they're going to want a vintage Shira, which is, you know, sometimes what I get for Amanda, or, you know, a harder to find action figure, something like that. They don't appreciate it. So I just get them more Bluey stuff and they're happy. Oh, wait. Oh, there it is. Amanda brought the Shira chili. So there is Shira chili. Good little cape. And her little sword. Pretty awesome. Where am I going to put her? This box is, I know you can't see her because of the comment, but you know, when the comments aren't there, you can see her. This set is huge. I don't have my normal background. Behind this is just the wall of my office because this box is absolutely massive. This is technically a Costco exclusive. So any Costco, you know, would have had this in sort of the build up for Christmas. I don't know if you can still get this full set now. You can get the beach house separately. You can get the Jeep separately. You can get the car separately. And I think you can get a set with a motorcycle, but I think one of these colorways might be exclusive to this. I know that the Dirty Jeep is exclusive to this. You know, some of the figures are not as easy to get. You know, you got to get a different set or whatever. We have so many of the figures. We have like 15 Blueys, but that's okay. You know, because you're still trying to get other things like Luke and Luke's dad. I think these are the first of those that we have. This is the first Stripe figure that we have. This is, I think, the first Nana. It's definitely the first Granddad. They are not. They're from either side of the family, but we'll get there. You know, the Beach Bluey family, or the Healer family. Sorry, not the Bluey family. The Healer family. The Pelican. The very threatening Pelican. You know, Muffin and Socks. Rad right in the middle there. Rad. We also have Rad with the bow tie from the wedding set. That was the other set that we got. I forgot. We got the wedding set as well, which is, of course, Rad and not Rad. What's her name? Not Trixie, but Frisky. Rad and Frisky's wedding with Bluey and Bingo with their little flower crowns. Yeah. Amanda says there was still some at our Costco and it's on sale. I don't think we need more. I think what we should do is take ours back and buy them at a sale price. Anyways, found it, ordered it. Nice. Bluey has all the cool cars. There's a bunch. There's the Jeep. There's this car. There's like a bus. There is the smoothie bus thing. We've got the trailer. We've got a whole bunch. Anyways, I could go on and on about all the cool stuff that we've got, but let's see. Lucky, yes. Isn't that what I said? Lucky and Lucky's dad. Or did I say Luke? Not Luke. Did I say Luke? That's Lucky. That's Lucky's dad. Lucky's dad has rules for the past the present game that aren't universally loved at first. But then, you know, things change. People change. People learn. That's what Bluey's about. No Chewing is here. What's going on, buddy? Good to have you. All right, I am caught up on the chat. Let's begin, shall we? Pass the parcel. I love that episode. I absolutely love that episode. I can totally see both sides of the sort of argument of like which version is better. I'm gonna just say it right now. I'm on Lucky's dad's side. I like one present. I like that, you know, not everybody wins. Okay, that's my stance on Pass the Parcel. I play by Lucky's dad's rules. Okay, so like I said, massive box. This box is huge. This is sort of effectively what you're getting in it. You get a nice big window for all the figures. And I think and I hope that this is going to have an insert in it. A lot of these come with inserts that sort of reflect, you know, what's in there. They're not amazing. I mean, if you're a big time toy photographer, it doesn't really pass the test of being something that you would necessarily need or want. But you know, if you're a kid playing with toys, like the wedding set is a perfect example. It's got a nice insert card where you can kind of set your figures up like they're at the wedding. So they just do a really good job with that, which I'm sure we'll get to when we get past the box. But yeah, huge box. Let me see if I can move it without bumping into everything and sort of obstructing the camera or anything. So on the side, you get, you get the Jeep, you get Transforms. So you'll see what that means when we get there. You get Chili in her beach hat with the little crab, and her bag. That bag, I think, is one of the accessories that you get in here. Actually, quickly, I'm going to look at the other side. On the other side, we get, the kids in the pool. You get one of the four-wheelers, and then you get Bandit and a very nervous looking seagull. On the back, we get more pictures. So you get the Healer family. You get the picture. Wait, most of these are on the sides. Anyway, who cares? Nobody cares. Kids don't care about the box. You guys don't even care about the box. I don't care about the box. You know, a bunch of what is in here with the accessories. These are all stickers. And I will say this, the sticker sheets, I have sort of a funny... I'm very, very reluctant to put stickers on things. It takes me a long time to sort of warm up to the idea for two reasons. As a collector, I tend to keep stickers way too long, to the point where like they're just old and they're for things that I don't even care about anymore. I have a whole big bag of like skateboarding stickers from the 90s and early 2000s that I just never put on anything. I was always just like, oh, I got to hold on to this. There's going to be a perfect use for it at some point, and I'm going to want it for that, and I'm not going to have it. With the Bluey stuff, I am trying to learn to sort of let my kids stick them on. It looks weird, and if they put them in the wrong place, you know, I do get a little bit triggered, but I'm working on that. I'm just trying to get better. So, like, this is an example. I think these stickers, you know, come on the sticker sheets, and you kind of stick them wherever. There's stickers inside here. And, you know, kids love that kind of thing. So I need to learn to let my kids do that. Anyways, that's the box. It's not that exciting. Let's open this up, shall we? Now, and I will indicate the point that I stopped my wife was very early in the process. She got the box open. She got the car out. So she started by getting the car out. And then she got the Jeep out. And as I said, this is sort of the alternate colorway of the Jeep, which to the best of my knowledge is exclusive to this set, which has sort of the dirt on it and the brown tires instead of the black tires. Pretty exciting stuff. And then that's where I was like, stop. Don't go any further. And I'm going to have to adjust my camera here. Let me see. That'll do. I'm sort of learning how to use my computer properly for this stuff. Not well, but well enough. Okay, you know what? I'm going to pull the box down, and I think I have to... Well, I'll move this to this side and move this over here. Let me see if I can get in here. Yeah, hold on. I got to do this off camera. This is too big. I can't reach all the way across. Oh. There we go. Nope. Okay, what should we start with? Should we start with the characters, get the figures out of the package, or get everything else unpacked first? You guys, let me know. First comment that I see decides. Let me see if I can arrange this stuff in a way that you can sort of see everything. Actually, I'm going to tweak this just a little bit. Yeah, that'll probably do just fine. Actually, I'm going to pull this stuff off here first. I don't remember them ever using one of these in the show, if I'm being honest. But I might have just not been paying attention at that part. Or I might have been crying. Or I might not have thought it was relevant. Because, like I said, they have had, like the dump truck, they have had instances where they've done a toy that it's from an insignificant part of the show. Well, let's look at the beach house first, and then I can sort of put it at the back, and it can sort of work almost as the backdrop. So let's see. All right, so we get the beach house, and the beach house transforms, and what they're talking about is this. How does this transform? How do I get these to fold down? So you get like a bookshelf and a TV here. This was from another episode where they were watching this like monkey show that really like translated to like Bluey, and anyway, you gotta watch it. These fold down and these become bunk beds. Oh, come on. Just fold down. These fold down super easily. Well, you'll have to take my word on it. How do they expect kids to get this? Am I just dumb? No trick. There we go. So those fold down, and then you get bunk beds. But I'm going to fold them up for the sake of this. Just everything's just molded in sort of single color plastic, which is fine. They just sort of put it together. It's, held together with little screws. There's nothing crazy about this. It's pretty basic. As I said, it's just injection molded plastic in sort of chunks, and then those chunks all go together. They put a convenient little carrying handle on that for, small hands, kids' hands, so that, they can shift that thing around. Why do I keep saying, You get the Jeep. The Jeep opens up so that you can get the figures in. Or at least the other one did. And you can fit the whole family in there. I'll put her there. No, I won't, because the pool's got to go on here still. Where's the pool? I think the pool's right here. 2 motorcycles, as I said. I think one of these is unique to this set. I'm not 100% certain. We get the car. Now, if you'll notice, this car seems a little bit cartoonish, like more cartoonish, curvier and kind of goofier looking. That's because this is drawn by a child in an episode where the parents are drawing how they would escape from the kids, and then the kids are drawing how they would catch them. This is what they draw for a car. There's also in this style a helicopter, which we don't have yet, but is definitely on the radar for me to pick up sooner rather than later, now that we have the car especially. I'm pretty sure this is the pool, so I'm going to open this next. Let's see. So this is the pool, as well as a sticker sheet. So the sticker sheet, you get the cooler, you get a pelican, you get a surfboard, you get some fish, you get a kookaburra, a crab, some sunglasses, a bag. But some of these accessories, I think you get like the actual physical, like 3D version of these. I'll set these off to the side and then I'll sort of come back to this. I think you get the sandcastle too, but I could be wrong. I could have just sort of seen them and misinterpreted, a 2D image for a 3D one, but I don't think so. So here's the pool, made in a translucent blue, sculpted with some detail, so you get that sort of watery waviness and bubbles, and then starfish and shells and cool stuff. Which I don't know, is this meant to be a pool, or do you think this is meant to be like the water, like when they're in, like you seeing them through the water? I don't know. I thought it was a pool, but now I'm realizing it's the beach playset. This might be a representation of the ocean. And that's got little pegs on the side that don't actually like lock in, so you can disconnect this and reconnect it. They're not mushroom shaped pins or anything like that. So as I said, it just sort of sits there nicely. It's in place. It's not going to move around on you. But you can move it if you want, adjust it if you want. Let's crack on. Let's take a look at this box. This is sort of all the random accessories, presumably, and I think there's some furniture, and there's and it's all in these paper bags, which will become recycled paper bags. Where to begin? Let's start with the biggest one. This is just full of stuff. They're like, all right, chuck all that stuff in the bag and put it in the box. There's so much stuff. Okay, let's move that over there, this will go over here. No, it'll roll off if I do that. I just know it'll roll off, so I'm going to put this here, this over here. I'll put these ones over here. I'm good with that. Okay, so a pair of surfboards. We've gotten these surfboards before in different colors. These will either mount on the fronts of the bikes, or they actually mount on the roof rack of the Jeep as well, which is where I'm going to put them for now, because then they're just sort of out of the way, but at arm's length. There's a dunny, which is apparently the sort of impolite slang for toilet. There's a set that you can get that is bingo plus the dunny, which I was trying to track down yesterday. Now I don't have to, because I was really just trying to get the dunny. The dunny is going to go next to the shower, as it should. We get a pair of beach chairs. Pretty nicely sculpted. I mean, there's no paint. Like I said, it's all just sort of molded plastic, which for a kid's toy makes perfect sense. I'm going to put those right there. We get these two things, which are something. What are these? Oh, I know what these are. These are going to be relevant, I think, when we open another. I'll open these next, because I think those will make more sense. We get the side mirrors for the Jeep, which I'm not going to put on. I'll just tuck them over to the side there. We had two buckets, and we got a sticker that represented the buckets as well. but we actually get the buckets themselves. And these are like those sandcastle building buckets, you know, the sort of shaped ones. They didn't just sort of cheap out and make any old bucket. And to go with those buckets, we of course get, why wouldn't you get 2 shovels, 2 little spades, 1 per bucket, seems appropriate. We get steps up to the beach house. Couple of fishing rods in different colors. We get this, which is a mermaid tail. So this, they bury each other in the sand in one episode. I think that episode is just called The Beach or Beach. I can't remember. But it was a great little episode. I think we almost bought a set that came with this too, but now we have it. We don't have to, which is good. All right, that's everything from that bag. Next bag, and I'm going to open 2 at the same time here because they are basically the same thing, but it's just in 2 different bags. They are the tops to the umbrellas, which is what these are. I didn't know. I thought that was a lamp or something, but it's not. It is, of course, the base for an umbrella, of which you get 2, and these have deco on them. So this is actually a little bit of paint on here. Nothing crazy, just keeping it simple, but adding a little bit of detail, whether otherwise isn't too much. Next bag, we get the Barbie, which already has not shrimp, but some sausages. You could flip it over though too and have an empty grill, which is actually really clever because I think there might be food that can go on here, and if there isn't, we've got some in another set. So that's actually really cool. That's really clever that they just give you the option to be able to flip that. I'm going to put that up there. Trying to move through this quickly. There is a chair, and it's molded. Like it's got molded sort of texture onto it. Nothing crazy. Again, just a pretty simple chair, settee. Love seat. It looks like you could possibly fit 2 characters on there, but I don't know. It'd be pretty tight. We get the cooler. As I said, there is a sticker for this cooler, but you actually get the 3D cooler, which is nice. Does it open is the real question. It doesn't appear so. No. It doesn't open, but that's okay. Life goes on. Okay. Like if I was an angry collector, I would be angry that cooler doesn't open. But because this is a toy designed for a 3-year-old, I don't care. You get a skateboard that just says Bluey, sculpted in there. Although there's also like the made in Vietnam thing and like just little other bits, which is kind of a bummer that stuff's in there. I think I might be able to actually sand that stuff off, but I probably won't bother. 2 pegs on there to get 2 figures standing on there because they're not super articulated. The figures, that's gonna work to have 2 people stand on here, not just one. What's up, Allison? Have you seen this? The Shira little figure. When we bought it, I was sort of thinking of you, Allison. I thought you'd appreciate that. Not that I was thinking of you. I thought you'd appreciate that they made that toy. That's what I meant. You get a range, and this looks very much like it opens, and it does. So that your kids with tiny little hands and tiny little fingers can put tiny little things in there and lose them forever. Last bag, and then we'll move on to the characters. The last thing is an inflatable donut for swimming, and there's a detail on this that I really want to point out, and to do that, I need Bluey out of this package here. Okay, so I'm sort of jumping ahead to taking one of the figures out. Here's Bluey. This is, Beach Bluey. This is Swimming Bluey. So she's got her little swimming shirt on, a little fish on there. The articulation on these figures, if you're not familiar with these, I will go over this one, and I'll probably go over another one in a minute when I get to all the other characters. But you have articulation in the arms. They just rotate. That's it. It's not on a ball joint or anything like that. Just very, very simple. And then the legs are sort of part of this torso piece, and you can fold the legs up and down. And that's it. That's the articulation. Aside from this, the tails rotate. So if you need to get that tail out of the way, that'll get out of your way. Usually, you're just going to want them up. And they do a very good job of actually coordinating, the rest of the accessories with these tails. What do I mean by that? Well, you might have noticed that there's holes in the seats so that their tails can, fit in there. But this is, I noticed this when I was looking at the box. You can see that there's a little notch here. That's so that you can sort of fit a figure in and have that tail sort of fit into that little nook. And then the figure sits a little bit nicer in the inflatable donut. How cool is that? I'm pretty excited about that. That little detail is that's the kind of thing that to me, makes a difference. That tells me that these guys are paying attention to what they're doing. They're not just sort of make a donut, just make it round and we're done. They actually, put that in there so that the figure stays in a little bit better. It doesn't lock it in or anything like that, but it does the job. It does the job. It gets it serves a function, and it serves that function well enough, I would say. Before I move on to the rest of the characters, let me get caught up in the chat here. Gabrielle says, wow, this is nice. Comes with a ton of stuff. It really does. And a lot of these things do, and it's not always super, super high end stuff either. There's a set that we got that from the market, and it came with little cardboard sort of, currency notes. So they always call them dollar bucks. So it came with $5 bucks, $10 bucks, and $20 bucks, I think. But it's just a little printed cardboard piece that's going to get lost or damaged or whatever. I know. I'm okay with that. Whatever. It's a toy. Like I said, with the stickers, I got to let that part go. I got to let that part of my collector mind go. But they just include little things like that. There's a toothbrush that came with one. The wedding set comes with a tiny, tiny bouquet of flowers. So they just do a really good job of including, relevant accessories that you might want. Gabrielle said a lot of the more recent toys are not canon. Yes, which is fine. I don't care. I read an interview actually with the head of Moose Toys, and he said that he really just wants to inspire imaginative play. And so to that end, they want to include, something like Hammer Barn, where Hammer Barn is a whole episode takes place in Hammer Barn. And so the play set's there and you can sort of recreate the episode, but you can also, build off of that and sort of create your own stories. And, kids will do that. Kids will play if you let them. I hear a lot of people sort of talk about like, oh, kids don't want to play. Kids just want to play video games. We have a kid that really wants to play video games, but when we take the iPad away and tell them, the TV's going off for a while and put these in front of them, they play. And, we try to encourage that as much as possible. I don't mind buying toys because I think it's good for them. It's healthy to play with toys. It's healthy to sort of flex your imaginative muscles and flex your imagination and sort of have my 2-year-old and 5-year-old and 9-year-old interact and sort of see what storylines they come up with and so on and so forth. You guys aren't here for that. You're here for unboxing. But this is what I was saying right at the beginning. I was saying, like, this is what excites me about toys, is stuff that just makes me want to play. And this stuff absolutely does that. So Jeff Morris says, who doesn't want a beach house? Right? Let's see. Amanda said, helicopter? She says, we need to build a bigger house. Well, funny you should say that. There's a newer version of the Bluey house that's a deluxe one that we'll see. Yes, Gabrielle says, I just mean some of the newer toys aren't based on anything directly from the show, like the plane. The plane is a great example. It's like a 3-in-1 playset. It's a plane. I think it's a beach. And then I think it's something else, but I can't remember. So yeah, but yeah, exactly this. I was just about to say, but they're all great and they're all fun and they're all interesting. There's a tree house too, that in the show, there's like a tree, in the yard, but the tree house doesn't exist. But they thought, this would be a cool one for kids to play with. So anyways, and Amanda says, I was wondering about that. Actually, I forgot about it. And I figured it must just be an episode not released in North America. And Amanda says, this feels like a true unboxing of toys from when we were kids. Yeah, and I'm taking away this experience from our kids. Gabrielle says, I think I have to go to Costco tomorrow. Hit them up if they've got one of these. I mean, the playset, that's a pretty good playset, even if you don't want it for Bluey. And Allison Troy says, would this work with 3 3/4 inch scale? I happen to have a 3 3/4 inch scale figure, so let me grab that. Now, this particular character probably wouldn't need a beach house. This is sort of a Joy Toy military inspired figure. But I would honestly say that this isn't far off from 3 3/4 inch scale. If you did want to, if your Joy Toy soldier needs to have a shower, he does sort of fit there. The toilet's a little big. The scale is admittedly like off on a lot of this stuff because it's designed to match the aesthetic of the cartoon, but it's not far off. You can fudge it, and if you're sort of crafty and customizing and stuff like that, I think you could probably make a lot of this stuff work. Gabrielle says, Amazon keeps suggesting sets I don't have, and they have dogs I don't have. Dogs my kids don't have. That's how I feel too when I'm sort of like shopping the aisle of Bluey stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, my kids would definitely love this stuff. My kids are like, I don't remember that episode, and I'm like, it was the one. Anyway, Amanda says, I am watching because I didn't get to open it myself. Allison Troy says, my vintage glamour gals need a beach house. There they are. Allison, if you can't find one, let me know. I think we actually got 2 of these. Amanda says, we always say We don't have that. Yes, we do say that a lot. There's still a lot of Bluey toys we don't have, and we have a lot of Bluey toys. Okay, moving on. Let's get the characters out of the package here. Now I said I was hoping that there was an insert, and there is. It is in here. So it is. So you get all the figures in the plastic, but there's an insert here for the beach, which is actually really, really cool. You get water here, and then you get the beach. And I think when this is laid flat, it'll probably work pretty well. But I'm not going to bother sort of taking that all apart. I'm just going to let you assume, as I do, that this would actually work pretty well for the kids to sort of play beach. But now, there's more figures and more accessories to get out of here. Where to begin? I'm just going to get them all out, and we'll go from there. Or try to. These are in here well. Here, what I'll do is I will pop them out and stand them up as I am popping them out. There's one left, and I'm really struggling to get this one out. Trying a different strategy now. Nope. Oh, come on. Stripe was a stubborn son of a bitch to get out of the package. All right, so there is the assortment of figures that you get. I'm going to pull her out of there because I don't want people to sort of think that that's in the set. It is not, sadly, but it's awesome. Gabriel says, muffin, biblically accurate toddler. Yep, 100%. You know what's really funny though is our kids are aren't dogs, but our kids very much sort of lean towards, these two, or girls lean towards these characters. And currently our 2-year-old is not far off of Muffin. He's in between Muffin and Socks, I would say. He's sort of outgrown this stage, but he's not quite at this stage. But anyways, yeah, classic Stripe. Yeah, so there's all the characters you get. So you get Stripe, who is, of course, the father of those two kids. You get Rad, or Radley, who is the brother of Bandit and has no kids and gets married in one of the... Well, I won't spoil... Well, I've already spoiled it. He gets married in one of the last episodes. But the fun thing is, through the show, if you're paying attention and you're an adult, you notice that like there's a relationship building that leads to that marriage, which is kind of cool and it's fun. And again, like I said, it's a kid show, but there's enough there. There's enough there's enough substance that it's enjoyable for adults to watch as well. You get Nana. Nana is, of course, the mother of Stripe, Radley, and Bandit. You get Granddad, who is the father of Chili. And then, these are the kids, Bluey and Bingo, if you didn't know that. This is Lucky and Lucky's dad. And I think that's everybody. I think I've covered everybody. Yeah, that's all the characters. Lucky and Lucky's dad, we didn't have. I wanted to get the Pass the Parcel Lucky's dad set, but I didn't because we didn't have Lucky, and it felt weird to get Lucky's dad and not have Lucky. So we got them both in this set, which unfortunately means that I don't get the Pass the Parcel. Wait. No, we already had Lucky's dad because we have the Pass the Parcel set, I think. Or do we? I can't remember. Anyways, there's sets that we don't have, and sets that I still want. But that's not all. You know how I said that there was these stickers, and I thought there was some 3D accessories that went with them? Well, there are. So there is a camera with a little strap, so that'll sort of fit around, somebody's neck or something. I can't remember who wears that or why or what episode. The handbag that is on the picture on the side of the box, but also has a sticker, is there as well. We get some swim goggles, which I believe will fit on a couple of the kids, but I'm going to put them on Bingo because why not? We get a squirt gun that looks remarkably like a Super Soaker that I had when I was, like 8 years old or something. We do, in fact, get the sandcastle. And again, like I was saying, the attention to detail is really, really good. These designers know exactly what they're doing. Remember how I mentioned that it's not just a round bucket, it's the actual sort of style of bucket that, kids have. My kids have these. They love them. The top of the sandcastle looks as though it's been built with one of those buckets, which, isn't it, they didn't have to do it this way, but it's pretty remarkable that they did. So you get the sandcastle. And then from the beach episode, we also get the pelican that like terrifies Bluey, which I love. I think it's so awesome that they would include that. And like I said, there's a lot of fun toys here. There's a lot going on. There's a lot that the kids can play with. The kids can sort of use this as a beach set, but they don't have to. You got the car, you got that can just drive around the town. That could be a swimming pool. I mean, this part could be a swimming pool or the beach, whichever you like. You got the barbecue that you can put food on the other side of the grill. You got the cooler. You got the beds. You got, you got a little bit of everything, but nothing's like, hey, you can only play with it this way. So, I just really, really love these Bluey toys. It was fun to sort of open this up, and this will be ready to go when the kids want to play with Bluey stuff next time. It won't be tomorrow morning. They got school, so I got to like hide this so that they don't want to play with it first thing in the morning. But yeah, there you go. That's the Bluey, the Costco exclusive Moose Toys Bluey friends and family beach playset. Go get yourself some Bluey toys. You won't regret it. Let's see here. Well, I had considered opening the Star Wars Black Series Force Ghost 3-pack that I picked up while we were in Hawaii on vacation. I picked this thing up at Ross for $10. But I'll open it a different time because we've already gone an hour, and an hour is good enough. I got to get back to some work. I'm finishing up as much as I can on the Kickstarter page for the Space Zombies for Mars, which, of course, March 1st will be the launch date. More details, on the Nameless Toy Company Instagram or here, I suppose. So I got to get back to that, among other things. I got some Spiro Toys stuff I got to do as well. As I always say, it is way more fun to open toys with friends. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for being in the chat. If you are catching the replay, thank you. If you've made it this far, if you've watched an hour-long unboxing video of Bluey toys, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've been inspired to go and get some of your own because they're just super fun, and toys should be fun. Go and have some fun. Until next time. Bye-bye!